Hi, if you're purchasing a home, you probably feel a bit overwhelmed. There are so many things that happen at that very beginning that you're probably not sure exactly where to start. Well, I may suggest that one of the things you should start with is your homeowner's insurance. I'm Pam Wandry with Columbine Mortgage, and this is our timely topic for February, where we're going to talk about some of those hidden costs of home ownership, particularly insurance. Now, there's lots of reasons to start with your insurance. And one of the main reasons is insurance has gone through a lot of changes over the last few years, particularly in the costs for insurance. It is no longer one of those items that you can kind of leave to the end and just cross off. And so we're going to talk about some of the reasons that is something you should tackle sooner than later once you're under contract. First, the cost of insurance has risen across the nation, but here in Colorado particularly, because we've had several events that have had impact on those policy prices. So things like wind and hail events that we've had over the last few years. And of course, we all remember all those the fires that we had that have all driven costs and risks tolerance for the insurance carriers up. All of that also coupled with the fact that the cost to rebuild is a lot higher now. And so that is also pushing insurance premiums up for those coverage for the homes. Another reason the insurance is kind of going up is insurance companies, because of this risk and their risk tolerance, a lot of those insurance companies no longer want to really provide coverage in the area. And so to mitigate that, they are jacking up their prices a lot, or even just not even offering coverage anymore in the area, even for existing policy owners. So it has changed the landscape of insurance for sure. Another thing is that you may have an impact on the insurance cost is the age of the roof. And you would think that's maybe not quite as big of a deal, but it does have an impact. It has an impact on whether lenders like Fannie and Freddie will accept it. If the age of the roof is older, so think 9+ years, a lot of insurance companies will not offer what's called 100% replacement cost. They may do what's called actual cash value, and Fannie and Freddie guidelines do not allow for that. And so it may make it so that insurance will not qualify. And we don't want to find that out mid transaction. So best to make sure we get that all taken care of and determined upfront. Another one, those condos and townhomes, they rely heavily on those master insurance policies. And they too have guidelines that Fannie and Freddie follow on what is allowed and what isn't accepted for their insurance coverage. And due to the same reasons, rising costs for those insurance policies, the HOAs are trying to mitigate those costs by taking policies that maybe cost less but don't have enough coverage, that make it so the lenders, Fannie and Freddie guidelines, don't accept those policies. And so another thing that we don't want to find out midstream, and such a bummer to find out that policy makes it so the property no longer qualifies. So all things to pay attention to when you're shopping for insurance. Why this matters is, one, you will be required to pay that first full year's premium upfront at closing. So the higher the cost of the premium, of course, that means there's more funds to bring to close. And it also may impact your debt to income ratio, because that will increase your monthly payment when you're escrowing your insurance. And if you're already close to the end, the line on that DTI maximum, that could push you over. So something to really pay attention to. Another reason it has impact is you want to make sure you're meeting those lenders' guidelines. And if we want to make sure we get it approved and cleared by underwriting as soon as possible. Obviously, there's tips for getting insurance is start as soon as you can, shop around, use a broker. They'll help with that. Make sure that you can bundle. That may help reduce some of those costs and make a discount. Just knowing that bundling, of course, takes a little bit longer as well. So it has to go through additional underwriting, but that can give you some great discounts on your insurance. Otherwise, ask for any other insurance discounts that might be available. If you get a new roof through negotiations with the seller, that may impact the pricing or the rate for your insurance and lower it for you as well. I hope you found this helpful. If there's anything else I can do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great one, and I will see you next month. Bye.